In today's video, I want to show you two different ways for you to check whether your paint colors are transparent, opaque, or somewhere in between. So if you know what to look for, you can use this information to improve and strengthen your paintings. One way to tell whether a color is transparent, opaque, or translucent is to look at the paint itself, the paint tubes. Often they will have a symbol like this, like a small box. I'm just going to show you on a couple of different brands here. Depending on the brand, this box may be on the front or it might be on the back of the tube. But looking at these couple of brands here, we see they have indicated the small box next to the color name and the color number. There's a small square box, and if the box is filled in, it means that the color is opaque. If it's empty, it means the color is transparent. And if it's half full, like on this one here and this one here, it means that the color is semi-transparent, or also sometimes referred to as translucent, so half and half. It doesn't cover completely, but it's not completely transparent either. This is quite common for many of the brands of paint that I use. So look for the small box when you are in the paint store if you want to make sure you get a certain type of coverage. I do want to show you a couple of other brands that have a different approach. This brand is Golden Acrylics. They don't use the same system, but they have here on top 3 black lines, and then they have the actual paint, a sample of the actual paint from inside the tube, which is painted on top. So here we can actually see the black paint underneath this magenta color. So we can see that it's definitely a transparent color. This other brand have a different, another different way of showing the transparency or the opaqueness of a color. They have a symbol here. Let me see if I can hold it still, showing the opacity of the color. So this one here is definitely towards the transparent side. It's more transparent than it is covering. It's showing that small black arrow down there. But if you don't have this on your paint tubes, there are lots of brands that don't carry this information on directly on the tube itself. Then I want to show you how you can make your own tests and test the colors that you already have, because we're all about using the colors we have, and I want to empower you to make your own tests and make your own library of the colors you already have. So this is what we'll take a look at next. I'll show you how you can see if a type of color or paint is transparent or opaque or something in between. So let's test some different colors, and I want to show you the difference. We're going to test a lemon yellow and see how that looks. So transparent simply means that the light can pass through the color itself, so it's not covering. I'm taking a bit of this lemon yellow. I'm gonna drag it over this black line here, and we can actually see the black line or the black paint underneath the paint here, which means that lemon yellow is in fact a transparent color. Let's try another color here. This is a yellow ochre. And we can see the coverage is much better, and that's because yellow ochre is a an opaque yellow. If you want to do this with your own paint, this is actually quite a fun and interesting exercise to test your colors out. Let's try a third color here. It's cadmium yellow medium. Take a good. So this yellow is also quite transparent, as we can tell. So it's a great way to test your colors. Let's test a couple of red colors and see how they act. I chose a pyrrole red. It's actually mostly covering. It's not maybe completely opaque, but it has very good coverage, and that actually goes well with what we can tell from the label here. The box is all full, which means that it's an opaque paint. Let's try another red here. We have a processed magenta, which is also a primary red. And from the label here, it says that it should be a transparent pigment, and I'm sure that it is, but let's just check. It's definitely quite transparent. I'm just going to check a couple of blue colors for you as well. We have a ultramarine blue here, which it says is transparent. I'm gonna try a cobalt blue, which is supposed to be semi-transparent. So this one should have a little bit more coverage than the ultramarine blue. So let's check that out and see. We can clearly see that the paint, we can somewhat sense that there's a bluish color on top of the black, but it's definitely very transparent, and it changes the whole quality of the color itself. Let's try the cobalt blue here. And the coverage is definitely a bit better. Let's see if I can do it more evenly. So as the paint dries, it will become a lot more apparent which colors are opaque and which colors are transparent. I just want to show you also a color such as titanium white, because as you probably know, titanium white is it's great if you want to cover something up you don't like. So let's just try and see. According to the label and the small icon here, it's supposed to be opaque. And let's check it out. And it definitely is. So what can we use all this information for? Well, knowing whether a color is transparent or opaque is quite interesting and important if you want to paint over an area. Say you want to cover up an area, you want to change something in your painting, and you want to paint yellow on top. You know that you cannot get a good coverage if you're using lemon yellow, for example. You'll have to change your approach and use a yellow color that has more coverage, like yellow ochre, for example. Transparent colors aren't bad in any way. They are excellent for glazing. So if you want to glaze some of your paintings, some of your maybe monochromatic paintings, using transparent colors to glaze areas of your painting or your whole painting, it's an excellent way to get some really beautiful and great colors. test the colors out that you use the most. If you don't have the information on the different colors that you use, if you don't see this information of the transparency or opaqueness of a color, you can test them out for yourself using this method here. Not all paint manufacturers have this information, but a lot of brands do carry this information. And a little bit of a bonus tip: if you are looking to use a yellow color here, but you know it's very transparent, it's definitely not it's not gonna cover up your black area up here. If you add a little bit of titanium white, which is completely opaque, as we can see here, so if you mix some titanium white with your transparent lemon yellow, your paint will be a bit more, have some more coverage. Let me just show you. Of course, it will also change the color. It won't be completely the same. Lemon yellow here. And I'm going to add some titanium white to show you. I have my lemon yellow here. I'm going to add some white to it. So I'm going to put it up next to the lemon yellow here. So we see the coverage is much better now because I added some white to the lemon yellow. Of course, this also changes the color. We lose some of the pure yellow color because we're adding white. But that's a compromise that we'll have to make. You can go back in once this is dry and then add some pure lemon yellow on top if you want. So test your favorite colors out for to see what kind of coverage you get. And now you have the opportunity to use this to your advantage going forward in your painting. This is also a great exercise to do if you have a day where you're kind of getting warmed up to start painting. You can start by doing a little test like this to test out your colors to get you warmed up for your painting session. You could also make some pieces of paper like this with a quick reference and put them on your studio wall, so you don't have to actually go and look at the label itself. Here you'll have a quick reference. You could group them in color families like I've done here, but it could be a great tool for quick reference when in doubt. If you found this video helpful, I want to direct you to my free guide called 5 Proven Ways to Loosen Up Your Painting Style. In the guide, you'll find 5 proven ways to loosen up and strengthen your work. And these are steps I use myself all the time in my own work. So whether you are a beginner or a more experienced painter, these steps are for you to keep you on track and to help you stay focused on improving your work and becoming a happier painter at that. So download your copy of the free guide via the link below this video. And thank you very much for watching.